Hi everyone! Do you want to know what my top 5 accomplishments in my Yarny world was in 2019? Stay tuned. So today I wanted to talk to you about my top 5 Yarny accomplishments in 2019. So mostly a retrospective on what I wanted to do and what I did do in 2019. Now, I don't usually do resolutions because my first resolution is to resolve not to do resolutions because you never keep them and it just makes you feel like a failure and, all those things. But there are things that I wanted to do last year, and the first one that I did accomplish and I did do was my YouTube channel. So I started the YouTube channel on February 4th of 2019. That was my first video. And basically I did it on my phone. I had no camera skills. I have no camera. I had no camera. I had no idea. I just knew that I wanted it to be part of this community and show some of the Yarny goodness that I make and that I had made. I was posting a lot of it on Facebook and on other people's Facebook channels or pages, but I don't know, I just loved the community. I loved the way everybody interacted, and just was something that I wanted to do. Some of my inspirations, of course, were Crystal of Bag O' Day and Mikey of the Crochet Crowd, because I used to watch them all the time on how to make things. But tutorials are still in my future. I have not yet started tutorials, and I don't know that I want to do traditional tutorials. I'm gonna think about that a little bit. But I did want to vlog. The other inspirations I had were Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter and Rose of Rose Likes Crochet. Those are the ones that I really just started watching religiously, and I said, oh, I want to be their friends. I want to be on there too. And as it was, both of them were one of my first subscribers, and one of the first, or Rose was the first to give me a shout out, and then Debbie was a pretty close second. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, so that's my first accomplishment, was I did start the channel. And for those of you that want to start a channel and haven't really, don't think you're ready, or you don't know that you have the right equipment, or you don't know that you're, just do it. Use your phone, turn on record, and do it. And you'll just learn by doing, and you'll get better. Like if I go back to my first video and I just cringe, very stiff, it doesn't even sound like me. I don't even think I'm very likable, but I don't know that I'm likable now, but I know I was definitely not likable then. So just do it. And as part of that, my number one, my goal was to reach 1,000 subscribers before the year was out, which I did a couple months ago. So that was very, very exciting. And also, I got my 4,000 hours of viewing, which was very, very exciting. I couldn't believe that I got through that. And so that was great. So you may have seen that I have monetized. And basically why I've done that is to, so that I can get money. I mean, it's not going to be a lot of money, as those of you that monetize know. I think it's pennies per ad that people watch or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know yet because it just happened a couple of weeks ago. But the whole point is to try to get, money that I can replace, do yarn unboxings or order online and do some more yarn comparisons and that sort of thing. So that would be great, or even the shipping costs, because they are horrendous, especially here from, to ship from Canada anywhere. So that's my first accomplishment. So that's kind of cool. So the second accomplishment, I think, when I look back at all the things that I made, was my traditional granny blanket. So for those of you that have watched my channel, you'll know that that was a pain in my side, or a thorn in my side. And I promised to make it. It was a Roseanne blanket, and I'll put a picture here. So that blanket I finally finished back in, I think, September. I just said, I have to finish it before I start anything new. And I did. And I had to weave in all the ends and put them all together and all that stuff. And I know, Billy, you probably know the pain of getting all that stuff together. So, and I finally just gave it to my sister-in-law on Christmas Day. So that was, she loved it. She's going to send me some pictures. She's going to put it in her cottage. And so I think that was a huge accomplishment. And I don't know that I will make it again. It was quite a task. So, the third, I think, major accomplishment was I finally finished a cross stitch. I know it's not crochet or knit related, but it is yarny, it is a stitch. And so it was a cross stitch of an antebellum house. I started in 2005, and it was sitting in one of my craft drawers, and I said, I have to finish it. And I did, and here's a picture of it. And I don't have it because I gave it to my son and my daughter-in-law when they bought their new house, and it hangs proudly in their house. It was, I think, over 50,000 stitches or something. It was completely covered. So I'm really proud of that, and I would say that was one of my top 3 accomplishments, is finally finishing the cross stitch. So, number 4, of my accomplishment was one of my yarn reviews. So I did a series, I don't know if you've seen it, where I compared hobium and ice yarns, and I ordered from both companies similar yarns, and then did a price comparison, a yardage comparison, and all that. So unfortunately, hobium no longer ships internationally, but still sells on Amazon. So I did a 3-part series, and I have to say that 3-part series actually was a big accomplishment because it actually gained a lot of viewers, and also is recommended quite a bit, and also helped me achieve my 4,000 hours. So I was quite proud of that series. It did cost me a few pennies, but I think it was great, and I really like to do more of that. So look forward to, I have never ordered from Hobby. That's one of the few places I've not. So I might do, or Hobby, Hobbi, and we'll see. But that's one of the things I really like to do, so I'm going to try to do more of that. So that's number 4. Number 5. So number 5, what have I done? I guess number 5 could be a few things, but I did start creating a few of my own designs. So I have not written them up yet. One of those things that is a goal for 2020, not a resolution. And so I sometimes will take a design and then make it my own. And in some cases, there are certain things I gravitate to, so I started designing some stuff. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite designs that I did over 2019. All of them were showcased in some videos in the past, and I'm not going to put in the description box because you will, obviously you can go back and look. The thumbnails probably will show what I'm about to look. I'll be wearing what I'm talking about anyway. So the first thing is this vest. So this vest, I got the inspiration from a pattern called the, oh my God, I should have written it down. I will put that down. But I got the inspiration from Jeannie on the Hook. She had made a top with this pattern. Oh, it's a poncho, something poncho. But I made it into a vest, and I used Caron cotton cakes. So this is the gray Caron cotton cakes. So it's pretty long. I changed it up, obviously, because I left it open. I have a button. I changed this stitch because I didn't like the way the stitch that they had in the in the pattern. And so I've used this a few times, and I liked it. I like it a lot. I made a few different ones, but this one is my favorite, I think, because it's a solid. And that's one of the things I've learned over the last year in buying yarn and in using yarn, is that I'm not crazy about cakes anymore. I don't like the way they self-stripe. I don't like the way color changes. I like ombres because it's more gradual. But I'm trying to avoid buying cakes unless I'm going to make something for the grandbabies or blankets. But in wearables, I find the more neutral you go and the simpler, the more classic. Like this is something I could wear to work. You know, with a nice top underneath and black pants, I could wear this to work. When you get into too many colors, I think it just cheapens it. I don't know. Anyway, that's my opinion. Nobody else's, and that's just the way I feel about it. But so let me show you some of the things. So in 2019, I had a really big Karen cotton cake kick where I made about, I don't know, five, six different things in Karen cotton cakes because I bought so many. But let me show you some of my makes. So one of them is my bathing suit cover. So you may have seen this in another video. I think I wore it in Jamaica for sure. So that's the back, that's the front. And because it's a bathing suit cover, I wasn't too, I didn't care too much about the striping, and the striping was going down versus across. But very simple pattern. I was inspired by a picture, and this is made with 2 panels, basically sewn together in the front and in the back. And then to make it a little longer, I added a single crocheted border and put a slit at the side. So I got so many compliments on this in November when I went to Jamaica. I wore it quite a bit. It's nice because it really does, it's heavy and it hides a lot of things. And so that was one of my favorite designs. I made 2 of these. I gave maybe more than 2. I gave a couple of them away. So that was one of my favorite accomplishments. Speaking of bathing suit covers, I also made this one. I'll attach a picture here. So this one was done with Hobium bamboo yarn. It is my all-time favorite yarn, although it is very slippery to work with. But it turned out so beautiful. It's so soft. It drapes. That bathing suit cover my girlfriend's wearing was I just washed in the washing machine and then just lay flat to dry. It turned out beautiful. And I made one for myself in pink, but I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. So on the same token, I made this, sort of, and this is a learning experience for me, as you can see. This is the same sort of pattern, but I did the stripes this way. And I am so OCD, I'm not crazy about this. Even though the fabric is beautiful, I just washed it. It's 100% acrylic. I think it was called Prism from Mary Maxim. I'm not crazy about the way the stripes don't match. I tried to match as much as I can. I think that's the front. Put it back here. But I've worn it. I wore it with a blue little tank underneath. Blue jeans. It's nice, but again, it's one of those learning experiences. But again, I did the stripes going this way instead of vertically, and I learned vertical or I don't know. You know which way I mean. Anyway, so that's one of the others. So then I also, let's see, what one of the other accomplishments that I've made. Let's see, one of my favorite things is this. Started out the scarfy. Let me put this on. I don't know if you've seen it. Take the vest off. So it's made with scarfy in red and black. It started out as a 5 or 6 point shawl, and I made it into a sweater. So you will see. So the striping isn't so bad, but again, it does. So it looks cute with black jeans, and you can see the back. So I love that. So I'm going to I have so much more scarfy left that I'm going to have to utilize it all. So that's another one of my favorite designs. And I did ask in that video when I posted that one whether anybody had seen someone do that, and no one has come up with it. Everybody talked about the brunch cardigan where you make 2 hexagons and then you sew them together, which I did for my granddaughter's little sweater. But this is one that started off as a shawl, and I sewed the sweater, the arms together. The other one, this is one of my other Cotton Cake's favorite tops I made. This is really cute. I really like this one. Again, one of my own designs. I just did a round neck and then, did a lacy stitch, a couple of double crochets, a lace stitch, and just let the color changes. And it's in the round. That's the other thing. I love to crochet in the round. I hate sewing and I hate sewing seams, but I just find I gravitate towards patterns that you crochet either the neck in the round or in a square. So speaking of which, this is one of my other designs, and it is a square neck. So I was going to write this up, and I actually started writing it up. So this is another bathing suit cover I did in, this is in Shawl and a Ball. I think I used 2 of them. I think this is, gosh, coral. I don't know if it's community coral. No, it's not community coral. Can't remember the color, but, and this was one of those. I started with a square neck, and I increased at the corners, and then I broke out for the arms. So this one here, so I did some lace stitch at the top and then single crochet around the bust, and then I did lace stitch all the way at the bottom, and then I made it flare by adding on the lace stitch double crochet chain 2 instead of 1, and then just made it so it flared at the bottom. So what I might do in 2020 is actually show you how to do your own square neck, do the math, and then kind of do your own design without doing a full tutorial or full pattern with all the numbers, and because that is a lot of work and it's hard to do, and especially sizing. I know Crystal from Bag a Day talks about it all the time, that she doesn't do a lot of wearables. She does mostly shawls and ponchos and that sort of thing because she doesn't have to size them. This, basically, I took measurements, and Jeannie on the Hook does that all the time. You take measurements, how far do you want it to come down here, how far should your sleeves be, you measure, and then what's your bust, and then, when you get to the bigger part of you. So I might, if you guys are interested in having I don't know what, it's not really a tutorial, but a how-to video, let me know. And I will, because I've done 2 of those, and I've done a couple of square tops that I start out that way. And I use also the foundation chains, which I know a few of you have asked that I do. So those are my top 5 Yarny accomplishments, and so for 2020, I look forward to Niagara StitchFest. That's in April. If you're interested in coming, so far we have over 20 vloggers and podcasters and people who just want to come and meet us and meet each other. We have Billy coming from Florida, and Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter, and a whole bunch of others. And I will do a special video just on StitchFest in the next week or so. But if you're interested, email me because I have some details I can send you. So thank you. That was the year in review for 2019, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you stick around. I like to thank everyone that's subscribed to my channel, everybody that views my channel. But if you want to be notified when I post a video, please press the notification button and you will get notified. I do also want to start in 2020 to do some lives. I'm going to start a Zoom chat as well for those interested in StitchFest, and it's going to be a great year, and I hope you guys stick around and stay with me while I learn more about YouTube and doing these kind of Yarny content chats. And if you want any advice, not that I'm any great expert, but just email me and hopefully I can help. So Happy New Year, welcome, and thank you to everyone. I will see you soon. Ciao for now.